Welcome back to another episode of the Blue Honor Vlog. I'm Kay Williams, author of op-dec, Operation Deceit, Blue Honor, and the Trilogia trilogy. Today I'm going to talk to you about how I come up with some of my recipes. If you're familiar with my blog, there is a section on there called Culinary K, and I list out some of my family recipes that I have, like Grandma Ada's French toast, my mom's tomato sauce, and there's some interesting stuff on there anyway that I have come up with. And I have a science background, so chemistry, biology, etc. So it has helped me kind of think about things a little bit differently. I am an artist first and foremost, but I did start out studying with a focus toward zoology and biology. And within that, I had to take organic chemistry, regular chemistry, and stuff to come up to snuff, I guess, for slapping the hogs in the zoo. I don't know, but it was on my curriculum to get my bachelor's, or my associate's, which I didn't finish because I decided to go into writing instead. It was kind of pulling on me, and calculus kind of was the final push, because calculus is so hard. I mean, you're simultaneously trying to learn how to use this god-awful calculator and learn how to do these formulas that are out of this universe, and no one really prepares you. I'm like, I didn't understand why I was taking pre-calc, which just seemed like algebra 3 all over again. It didn't prepare me for any of this stuff. So I was deeply annoyed. I was underprepared, and I was a bit mad. I mean, I had an A minus in pre-calc, so I should have done just fine, but I was not. I floundered, and I tried it twice, and I still floundered, and that was not good. Anyway, so that kind of made me have to go back and reflect. What do I really want to end up doing? And by this time, I had already been cooking. I mean, I started cooking with my mom as a little girl. Home economics in like junior high just reinforced a lot of this stuff. I didn't get it again in high school, but that's okay, because I always cooked with my mom. I knew how to take care of myself. I was cooking breakfast on my own, doing stuff a lot on my own, helping make the salads and stuff at night for dinner, and just generally helping my mom around the kitchen. And watching her. Watching my mom cook taught me a lot about cooking. And to be honest, like when I make her marinara sauce, I don't need to measure. And people always sit there and go, how do you not need to measure? And it's like, I literally by that time had been doing the cooking visually, watching her do this for like 15 years, 20 years. I was always at her side watching her cook. I would watch her bake the cookies at Christmas time. I knew how this stuff was all put together. So with the artistic mindset, you start learning how to mix and match things. You start learning how this pattern works together, basically. So the chemistry background, I understand how heat applied to different chemicals affects it, and and it matters how much heat. So that temperature and stuff, like when you're looking on your recipe and it says 350, 375, 400, etc., that amount of heat, it matters, because it affects the chemicals within the food differently. So a great person to watch to learn a lot of this stuff is Alton Brown. He had a show on Food Network, and he went into the chemistry of this. He was a very great chemist / chef, and it was great to watch him, because I'm like, I understand everything that he's talking about. This is wonderful. So this is why I do that. So I'll go in and I'll have like lunch or whatever somewhere, and I really like what I just ate. For instance, up by Congress Park is this place called the Bread Basket, and they make this fantastic chicken salad, chicken lily they call it, and there's a whole history with the name. that I won't get into. And I can pull it apart, the flavors, etc. So I know what the parts are. So I have a Copycat chicken salad. It's not the same. It's just Culinary K's chicken salad, but it has the walnuts and the cranberries and the curry in it. And you can get that recipe too on my website. My macaroni salad is what my mom made, but I have a version that I do vegetables. So it's not vegan because it does have eggs because of the mayonnaise in it. But I do that. I'll do one that has the mini shrimps, or I'll do it with tuna. And they're all different. So it's the base one with the macaroni, the chopped onion, and mayonnaise. So that's your base. And then I'll either add shrimp, the tiny shrimp, or tuna. And if I'm doing the vegetable one, I chop up peppers, carrots, and cucumber. And I have a spiralizer, etc., that I use for that. It's absolutely delicious. Oh, and I will put the carrot in the other two. Sorry, I forgot the carrot for the other two. So there's the marinara sauce. Linda's chili is one of my recipes. And I have modified that to use ground turkey and turkey sausage. So they have Italian turkey sausage and ground turkey in the market now. Because I have a beef sensitivity, so I needed an alternative. It's amazing, and it's healthier. So it's kind of win-win. I make it exactly the same as my mom makes her beef chili, but with turkey instead. And it's just understanding that you can replace these items. Like, I wouldn't put chicken in it. Chicken's not going to have the right texture or flavor, but the turkey tastes exactly the same. It's so good. It is so good. And ironically, I put White Eagle hot dogs. I can have a hot dog. I don't know why my beef sensitivity works the way that it does, but if I have too much steak, any cuts of beef, roast beef, etc., the gravy, beef stew, hamburgers, I get bloated and inflamed. But if I have a hot dog, I'm okay, and it's because the hot dog is mixed with other stuff. Hot dogs are gross, and they're so delicious. But so there's that. I have Culinary K's Kickin' Chicken, which is just kind of like a spicy, it's not battered, but it's like a spicy kind of fried chicken, but it's done by baking it. So I'll take a chicken breast and I'll mix up this sauce with the hot chili paste, Worcestershire sauce, garlic, soy, and I mix it all together. The recipe also is on my website, Culinary K's Kickin' Chicken, and I baste that breast in, or whatever cut of chicken, in that stuff, and I do it a couple times so that it gets a little bit thicker on there, and it almost creates like this little crust, but it is amazing. It's not quite a piece of fried chicken, and I'm thinking I should use that and mix it with like whatever batter to make like a fried chicken, and it would be amazing. But I haven't tried that yet. Maybe I will. And there's my cardiac mac, which I do not recommend people eat frequently because it is so full of fat. It's like 90 grams of fat per serving. It's kind of like a treat thing. Macaroni and cheese is just absolutely delicious. It's something that helped me get through my pregnancy, so that I knew that I was getting enough dairy and nutrients, because I was feeling so sick I could hardly eat all day. So that was like a heavy meal that I could get down and I wouldn't feel sick. And, that many calories at the end of the day when you haven't been eating much but saltines to try and not get sick, it works, but I wouldn't recommend it on a regular diet because, whoo, trust me, it'll put meat on your bones. And it's not good for your heart, that much cheese and fat. Other things that I have on there are like the sugar cookies that we make at Christmas time, I use Bisquick to do pancakes. My mom has taken to not using milk but buttermilk. I'm still using milk. I'll use buttermilk when I can find a small container of it, because it would be the only thing that I put the buttermilk in. I have to plan around that. So if I'm making biscuits, I'll have enough. I can get one of the bigger ones, but I have to plan and have the space in the freezer to make all of this stuff, to make the buttermilk pancakes and the biscuits, etc. That would be good to add to the batter for the fried chicken. Anyway, so I've been teaching my roommate how to cook, and she is diabetic now, type 2 diabetes, so she has to be very careful. So I'm always finding stuff that is safe for her to eat, that would be delicious. It doesn't affect me either way to eat like that, and it helps her out, but it also helps her learn how to cook meals for herself, because she was raised in a family, her mother did not want her in the kitchen, did not want her taking part of this, and kind of just, took care of everything and shut her out. And then, your children become adults and they can't care for themselves. So that's not really a good thing, even though it creates convenience for you so that you don't have messes to clean up and you're not as stressed because they're not doing things that are like pinging your anxiety or whatnot. But in the end, it really doesn't help, and it builds their anxiety and stress. So I'm trying to help her with that, because I cook all the time. I love cooking. And I don't mind, and I think cooking is easy. Kind of like in Ratatouille, anyone can cook. And I believe that, with patience and focus. And I know that can be difficult. ADHD can be really hard and make you very distracted very easily. And it's not that you don't want to pay attention. It's that your brain doesn't function that way. So you have to find ways to work around that. I've always found ways to work around that. And for some reason, I'm able to get around it and function, which is interesting. But if somebody comes in and disrupts me, I can already feel the anxiety from it, like, get out of my kitchen. So yeah, make sure that you check out the Culinary K tag on the Blue Honor blog, and you can get some really great recipes on there. And I've written some advice. I'm not one of those bloggers who writes like 90 pages before you can get to the recipe. I will write you like 2 paragraphs, and then I'll tell you what you're gonna need to cook with. So all your supplies, including utensils and cooking things. And then the recipe is there, and it's really easy to copy it out of my blog and put it onto like a Word document. And the stuff that I write is just, and this is where it came from, this is how I came by it, etc. Just a little anecdote, but I'm not going to lecture you and write, a novel before giving you. I know how annoying that is, because I have gone out so many times looking for, a recipe, and it's like, I just want the recipe, okay? And it's like, I understand, your grandma or your cousin or this memory and that, and it's like, and you want to share, but I'm in the middle of literally trying to cook this, and I forgot, XYZ part, and I need to just reference something really quick. And it makes it difficult. But a lot of people just don't care. I hate to say that, but they just don't care. And that's fine. So, yeah, I think it would be more beneficial to put up the recipe, and then maybe a link at the top. Say, find out why this recipe means more to me, or the heritage of this recipe. Click below, and the link drops you down to the actual article or something. That would be cool. Because there are a lot of people out there who care about the history of food. It is an actually very interesting topic, and it teaches you a lot about someone's culture. So that's amazing, culture and heritage. But anyway, make sure that you subscribe, click like, and please share. I will see you next time, and it will be April. And the little magic book tells me what we're going to be talking about next time. I may be talking about a certain bard. We'll see if I've done my work before then. Be able to do that. All right, I will see you back here next time. Thanks for watching.